Hello, my name is Zek Maluma and I'm talking to myself. People are always scared to speak up against any sort of injustice in this country, South Africa. Sometimes understandably so because of the things that usually happens when one speaks truth to power. And let me just say, we all have fear in us, or an element of fear. Let me put it in that way. But if we all entertain that element of fear, nothing will ever change in the direction of benefiting the lives of others and contributing to make changes that can positively impact people's lives. We are all going to die. You can either do it on your knees or while standing up. You can do it with truth in you, or you can do it having spoken your truth and letting it all out there. The truth is always here, and it takes only one or two people to hear it to start the ball rolling in making some changes. If my personal story, Zek Maluma, can reach 3 or 4 people who eventually understand the need to stand up against the acts of racial discrimination in the South African private health sector against black people, I would have contributed enough as a human being. This is not just about me. I'm just a small fish in a pond, really. This is about the countless number of black professionals who continue to suffer the acts of racism in the private health sector. My personal experiences, which gave birth to the legal battle I'm embroiled in, only serves as a reference for me. I just have this desire as a human being to affect change in a positive way for black professionals in the private sector of this country. South Africa, I have to say over and over again. And we need more black professionals, especially those of this country in the private health sector, because that's actually where the real money is for health professionals. And that can be a start in addressing this persistent racial economical inequality that seems unshakable in this country. At least in that way, I would say that would be a good start for the health sector. Yeah. That's what I believe. I know what I'm up against. I'm already 1.5 million rands knee deep. And that's a life for a person like me in this country. I continue to lose money as we speak. My practice is crumbling. My employee has replaced me. So I do think I am the right person to say something about this issue because most people don't have the blessing to still survive post such financial and emotional attacks. The truth. Most people, especially black people, black professionals, can't go on a month without an income. And I think that's true for most countries, really. And I must say, the way that I'm so blessed, I am almost 10 months in, and I still have a roof over my head. So I'm very, very grateful of the blessings that I have. I've always chose to operate from a place of integrity, honesty, and truth. But I also have been very realistic to myself, as I knew the chances of my world turning upside down is inevitable dealing with this matter. And I've done my work. I know the power of money in general, especially in this country where majority of its people live in impoverishment. I know how easy it is to sway the opinions of the people who depend on you for bread. And I know how easy it is to bribe and silence people who feel they aren't making enough to afford the basics to survive. I know how people in the private sector in general abuse the resources of the public to serve their own interests. And it is in this very country, South Africa, where a toddler, I'm talking about the case now, where a toddler was molested and nothing was initiated until the public made some noise. And again, it is in this country where a lousy lawsuit, and I mean a lousy, with a capital letter Lousy, lousy lawsuit, by a white racist woman who is in the private sector, got priority over murders, rape, robberies, burglaries, and others. The power of being white. You also have to put that in some big letters in this country. We cannot continue to let fear rob us of our independence as the offspring of this country. To ask a question, haven't black people of this country been through enough? Don't you think? Should the black people of this country still be scared to express their real feelings and opinions about issues that matters the most? Racism as South African being one of them. I choose to live life not as a fearful man or a liar who acts like everything is normal while I know the truth about the sufferings still faced by black people in the workplace of this country, especially in the private sector. If I only care about myself, that to me will be an act of selfishness, an act of betraying those who comes after me, who depends on me to make living a better experience than the way I have experienced it. And I will see it as a betrayal because I had an opportunity, I had the chance to speak up against the injustice that I saw with my very own eyes. But I chose myself and my immediate needs. I intend for this case, EFF political party is assisting me with to go the furthest because it has a chance to open people's eyes and start some serious conversations about racism in this country. This case deserves an opportunity to be unpacked to figure out what really happened, and it deserves its due process as it is my constitutional right. I mean, I'm not that smart, but I'm not completely dumb either, so I'm aware of venue shopping, of which it has always been my concern really. Venue shopping meaning people take you to places where they know they stand a chance to crush you and have your case thrown out, basically dismissed. I've been aware of that, and that has always been my biggest concern. This case needs to go to trial. I know people can pick up on the fact that this is not about me anymore. This is going to make things better for the general public, especially the black professionals in the private health sector. Let's do some little fact checking. I have here next to me a list of doctors. The second one. Enlisted as consultants at Life the Clinic Hospital, the hospital that gave me the lovely experiences that I've been shedding tears about right here on socials. And in this list, there are about 105 doctors in this list making a living consulting at Life the Clinic Hospital. Out of those about 105, I'm saying about because some come and go, there's always some few changes, but mostly blacks remain very, not much changes in regard to black numbers really in the private health sector regarding consultants. Anyway, about around of that 105 doctors, 18 of them are black doctors. And out of that 18, 5 of them are from other regions, African regions. Basically meaning only about 13 of those black doctors are South African, the offspring of this soil. A country with a population of 63 million, the last time I checked on Wikipedia, is it right, wait? 81.4% being black, 8.2% being colored, 7.3% being white, 2.7% being Indian. And we have about 13 black doctors from 105 enlisted at this hospital. Make that make sense for me. And just to even put a little more light, since I'm black, it happens that when we are black, you can, in my case really, I can only work with black doctors. out of those 18 doctors, I can honestly say that I've been working with, on a full basis, I've been working with 5 doctors. So you see, it didn't take much to convince people to turn against me, really. It wasn't that much work. Anyway, to top it off, there are qualified health professionals who are jobless as we speak. Highly skilled, being in those institutions of proving your dedication in saving lives for many, many years. Jobless. Because of posts, because in the private sector they will say, what is that word? They will say experience, blah, blah, blah. And I've been in the private health sector for many years, and I can tell you, there is some biasness in that word, experience. To come back to this fact of joblessness of our professionals, I'm most certain that more than 90% of those people who are sitting on their qualifications are black. Welcome to South Africa. And I'm not done. As if that's not enough, people of this country, you allow or you choose to allow disregard of black professionals in the health sector. The private health sector, really, to be targeted by medical aids for investigations. And it is as a result of those investigations that a lot of money is lost out of the hands of the poor black people. A lot of jobs are lost, the employees of those black people. And most usually the end result is always the closure of the people who have been targeted by those medical aids, having their practice shutting down. And we are here thinking or acting as if we are in the dark about some of the causes of the persistent racial, economical inequality causes in this country. I am in the private health sector, so that is the sector I'm going to be focusing on. Everyone can focus on their own sectors and how that disease persists. And we have to start demanding respect towards our black doctors in this country. They are our light, really. And if you disrespect the people who are our light, the light of black poor people, you are sending a message that those who depend on that light have no chance. Thank you.